Imagine owning the biggest movie rental company on Earth. Thousands of stores, millions of loyal customers, a brand recognized everywhere. Then one day, a small startup walks into your office with an offer. They want you to buy their company for just $50 million. You look at them, you laugh, you reject the deal. 10 years later, that tiny startup is worth billions, and your company is filing for bankruptcy. This isn't fiction. It's exactly what happened when Blockbuster was offered the chance to buy Netflix. And that single decision became one of the most expensive mistakes in business history. To understand the mistake, you first need to understand how powerful Blockbuster was. In the 1990s, Blockbuster wasn't just successful, it dominated the entire movie rental industry. At its peak, the company operated thousands of stores around the world. Every Friday night looked the same. Families would drive to Blockbuster, walk through endless shelves of movies, pick something to watch, and head home. For millions of people, movie night meant Blockbuster. The company generated billions in revenue. Customers paid rental fees. But there was another source of money that was even more important: late fees. If you returned a movie late, you paid extra. Those fees generated hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Blockbuster wasn't just renting movies. It was making huge profits from customers forgetting to return them on time. And that's where the problem began. Meanwhile, in California, two entrepreneurs were working on a different idea. Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph believed there had to be a better way. Instead of driving to a store, customers could order movies online. The DVDs would arrive by mail. When they finished watching, they would simply send them back. No driving, no searching shelves, no late fees. The company was called Netflix. Today, that sounds obvious, but in the late 1990s, most people thought it was ridiculous. Internet shopping was still new, streaming didn't exist, and Netflix was losing money. The company struggled to grow. Many people believed it would eventually fail, including Blockbuster. In the year 2000, Netflix was in trouble. The dot-com crash had shaken the technology industry. Money was running out. The founders needed a solution. So they approached Blockbuster. Their proposal was simple: buy Netflix for $50 million. According to multiple accounts, Netflix wanted to become Blockbuster's online division. The meeting should have been a warning sign. A new company had identified a major weakness in Blockbuster's business model. But instead of seeing an opportunity, Blockbuster executives reportedly viewed Netflix as insignificant. The idea of mailing DVDs seemed small compared to Blockbuster's giant retail empire. Why would the king of movie rentals worry about a startup losing money? So Blockbuster said no. Netflix left the meeting empty-handed, but that rejection would become the best thing that ever happened to Netflix. The real mistake wasn't rejecting Netflix. The real mistake was misunderstanding the future. Blockbuster believed its stores were its greatest strength. Netflix believed those stores would eventually become a weakness. Every Blockbuster location required rent, employees, electricity, maintenance, and inventory. Netflix didn't have those costs. While Blockbuster kept investing in physical stores, Netflix kept improving its online service. Then something even bigger happened. Internet speeds improved, technology advanced, and the world moved online. Netflix adapted. Blockbuster hesitated. The company was trapped by its own success. Its executives couldn't fully abandon the system that had made them rich. The late fees that customers hated were generating massive profits. Changing the model meant sacrificing short-term revenue. So they delayed, and delayed, and delayed. Eventually, Blockbuster realized Netflix was becoming a serious threat. The company launched its own DVD by mail service. For a moment, it looked like Blockbuster might recover. After all, it still had a powerful brand. Millions of customers already knew the company. But by then, Netflix had a huge head start, and while Blockbuster was trying to catch up, Netflix was already preparing for the next revolution: streaming. Most people couldn't see it yet, but Netflix could. The company understood that one day people would stop renting DVDs entirely. Movies would arrive through the internet, instantly. No stores, no discs, no mail. Just a click. The years that followed were brutal. Customers stopped visiting rental stores. Revenue declined. Debt increased. Locations began closing. The empire that once dominated entertainment started disappearing. In 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. The company that had ruled movie rentals was defeated. Not by a giant competitor, not by a government regulation, not by a global crisis, but by a small startup it once dismissed. Meanwhile, Netflix continued growing, from DVD rentals to streaming, from streaming to original content, from a struggling startup to one of the most influential entertainment companies in the world. The story of Blockbuster isn't really about movies. It's about arrogance. It's about ignoring change because the present feels comfortable. Blockbuster saw Netflix as too small to matter, but history repeatedly shows that disruption rarely arrives looking dangerous. It starts small, weak, easy to dismiss. Then suddenly, it's too late. The companies that survive are not always the biggest. They're the ones willing to reinvent themselves before they are forced to. And that's why the decision to reject Netflix became one of the most famous business mistakes ever made. Because the cost wasn't $50 million. The cost was an empire. What do you think? Was rejecting Netflix the biggest mistake in business history? Or can you think of an even bigger one? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more stories about the decisions that changed everything.